Ding! Hey, everybody, and welcome back to this episode of Romantasy Roundtable, Tale of Rick and Roses. I am Rick, and I'm joined by my roses.
Amanda.
And Kim.
And if you like what you're listening, we'd always appreciate it if you consider liking this video, subscribing on whatever platform you're watching and or listening on. We have a Bookstagram, we have a book talk, we have technically an email, but nobody uses it, so is it actually alive? So please feel free to reach out on any of those things for some comments, for some suggestions, some feedback. And I think that's it.
Remember that one time an author emailed back in like June and said that she
we had listeners.
Yeah.
Wanted us to read her book, and then we haven't heard from her since.
I know. I was thinking about her, so I'm gonna pull up that email and I wonder if I'm gonna look to see if the book is actually released yet, because I'm curious. Yeah. Guys, we've been sitting here all morning.
We have. So this is the third episode we're recording in a row. Well, the second one was like a mini episode. But I have a funny story that I saved. So I'm going to share this story. Are you ready? So yesterday we were taking engagement photos in Prospect Park. Shout out to Liesel Hendrickson. And Liesel NYC. She was incredible. We loved her. And fun fact, we found out that she shot our friend Sam's wedding.
Oh, wow.
Sam commented on my post and was like, I'm pretty sure she shot our wedding. They got married a long time ago. But so it was like with Liesel's old, her old company, which wasn't just called Liesel. But yeah, she shot Sam's wedding, which is cool because I love Sam's wedding photos. So I was like, that's really great. So anyway, we had this photo shoot with Liesel. We really liked her. We were in Prospect Park. We went over by the boathouse, and she knows the boathouse well, obviously, because that's like such a prominent wedding venue. And she was like, there's a really cool tree over there that we can go stand under. And we were like, cool. There's a willow tree that's like fully, like it goes all the way down. Like you can like be in the hollow under the willow tree, and we're under the tree taking pictures. And she's like, okay, just talk to each other about whatever. And I was like, there's a willow tree in this book called From Blood and Ash. And there's a soup scene under the willow tree. And I remember reading that book and being like, there's not a lot of privacy under a tree, but now I'm standing under this tree and I'm like, there's a lot of privacy under that tree. And Tristan, being bless his heart, was just like, yeah, I mean, okay, so there's a tree, and like just, trying to talk. And then when we're done with that little segment, Liesel's like, what book is this? And I was like, oh, don't read this book. It's really terrible. It's about vampires having sex. And she was like, under a tree? And I was like, yep.
This would have been a great... Good.
Shouts out to Jennifer Armentrout for making me embarrass myself in front of my photographer.
You could have easily told your photographer to like, subscribe, and listen. So
I could have, I guess. I didn't. Liesel, if you're listening, like and subscribe.
Love to give her some. Love to give her some promotions.
All right. Well, when I hear from her again, I'll let her know I gave her a shout out on the pod.
And in that episode, I had shared the willow tree at Vassar, the fuck tree.
That's right, you did.
R.I.P. because it no longer exists, but it was a crowd favorite.
Well, this one by the boathouse, she's beautiful. We took some really nice pictures under there. We did not have soup under the willow tree. We did have a really wonderful photo shoot until our dog jumped in the goddamn lake. She's fine. She did jump in the lake. And Liesel was like, is she okay? I was like, she's fine. It's her third time jumping in the lake.
Rick, what do you have?
Did anyone enter our giveaway?
No. No one wants free stuff.
Right. Well, it's still open because no one's won.
She hasn't released the book yet.
Okay.
So,
well, we're recording our third episode in a row. I'm on my second mimosa.
Nice.
Yeah, we did say in advance when we decided that this was going to be the plan that by the time we got here, we were probably going to be unhinged. So just putting that out there in advance. If you want to go back and listen to some of our other previous episodes where we are more hinged, recommend doing that.
And I'll also say our Drunk Akatar speedrun is like our best performing episode, and it's our least hinged. It's not?
Yeah.
No.
What is
The Night the Moth. The first episode of The Night the Moth currently has like 200 something views. I have to go and look it up and double check.
I told you about that book, guys.
So popular. 268 views for The Night the Moth.
New hotness.
And Phantasma, the first episode of Phantasma, has 188.
Wow.
Star only has 107.
Wow.
Yeah. Times have changed.
So we need to
Wow.
get drunk together and read newer books.
Yeah,
Like Quicksilver.
that's what we're doing. So we're reading Quicksilver by Callie Hart. We are reading it now in anticipation of Brimstone, which is coming out later this month. We're going to try to get on that new hotness. So in this first episode, we read chapters 1 through 14. We're going to read this book in 3 parts. And so this is part 1. Kim and Rick, can you tell us your previous experience with this book?
Yeah, so I've read this book already, and so has Kim. I read it because it was, in fact, the new hotness, roughly when it came out last year, and I was like, I want to be part of the conversation, and I really liked it the first time I read it. It took me, I wasn't yet a book at that time, but
It was a book.
I was a baby book. I was like a children's book,
Ella.
and
A board book.
I was a little bit newborn book. So when I first read the book, it was a little confusing because it sort of started off like assuming you know about the world and all these things. But it picked up and I really loved the whole, like everything in it. Loved the ending, loved where it went. So rereading it the second time feels really cool. It's the first book I've reread in the past year. So like I love knowing the things and already knowing the world and where it's gonna go. And so it's been really fun.
I think this was the first book that I read independently after finishing Throne of Glass back in like January, February. And I did it because Rick also was reading it and recommended it. And I was like, I'm in a book hole, so sure. But at the time, I think I read it in like 2 days. And so
I could see how that's possible. I feel like I read these chapters in like 3 hours.
Yeah. So it's nice going back right now because like sometimes I read too fast and I just like don't retain the information. And so going back, I'm like, oh yeah, this happened. Oh, this makes sense for later now. So I'm
Right.
looking at that process over again. I'm a big rereader, actually. I really like reading books that I have read previously.
I have not read this book. So this is all new to me. And so I'm going to be the only one that can make any predictions at all, which is great. Shall we? Summaries today are from my ChatGPT, whose name is Sage. Chapter 1 is called The Climb, which is also a Miley Cyrus song. Saris
Fain.
Saris Fain. There is a pronunciation guide at the beginning of this book, and longtime listeners may recall that in our first 2 episodes, Rick was really obsessed with the name
Num She Cry,
who was in this book for 15 seconds as a skull.
That is right. That is. Thank you for the 15 seconds. It's way less than that.
Num She Cry. All right.
Not Num She Cry. But yeah. maybe Brimstone is going to be like entirely about Num She Cry.
I'm really hoping we get like an Num She Cry prequel.
There you go.
Yeah.
Everything about Num She Cry. All right. Saris Fain, who is a thief from the quarantined 3rd ward of Zilverin City, that is all very hard to say on Mimosa number 2, is caught stealing by a golden armored guardian who chokes her and demands her name. Thinking fast, she gives a false identity, Lisa Fosick, and claims to be from the 3rd, sending the superstitious guard into a panic over plague contamination. When he throws away his gauntlet in horror, Saris snatches the glittering gold piece and bolts, scaling the towering sandstone walls that divide the city. The wall trembles with strange magical vibrations as she climbs, hinting at an eerie power both within the courts and the stolen armor, but she doesn't stop. She escapes into the unknown, which is a song from Frozen, clutching the gauntlet and the hope it might buy her freedom.
Yeah, I love how the book started. Like again, it just pops you in the middle of the world, and we're starting with action. So like it got me right away, even on this reread.
I do think this book feels quite action packed, particularly after the last couple books we've read, which didn't feel that way. We haven't really read like a good action book since Night the Moth, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, because Enchantra and Phantasma aren't really actiony.
More suspense.
Yeah, From Blood and Ash is terrible. And that's not the point of Maid and Bride. So
it was nice because like obviously right before we've just finished reading Allie Hazelwood. Been reading SJM on my own right now. But before that, the book that we had read collectively was Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, which the writing is atrocious. So it's nice to come back and reread a book that's like, oh, this
A book.
right too. Like, oh, this is great. So thank you for
Yeah.
our friend.
It's
Callie.
so funny. Like this is one of those books like similar to Fourth Wing where it reads, I'm just messing with random things that are on my desk. Sorry. Where it reads, it doesn't necessarily read like it's archaic, but it doesn't take you out of the setting the way that From Blood and Ash does. Like From Blood and Ash feels like they're talking about medieval times and then they're like so bad. Versus like this book, it's like, yeah, there are some elements of like a forgotten era. But also, I don't know, the fact like it seems at this point, it seems like we're alluding to like a water shortage. Like this could be post-apocalyptic and it would still feel, it could be futuristic, you know, and it would still feel like the time's not the thing. I don't have any notes except I wrote, I'm not really taking notes, but it's page 15 and we're bearing teeth. There is so much teeth bearing in this book. Sarah J. Maas is quaking at how much teeth bearing. She shook her. Chapter 2, Glassmaker. Back in the Third Ward, Saris brings the gauntlet to Elroy, her late mother's old friend and a weary glassmaker who once forged rebel weapons. He's horrified. Queen Madra's guards will execute them if they find the stolen piece, and he begs her to toss it back before nightfall. She refuses, desperate to melt the gold and forge a new life for herself and her younger brother Hayden, who at this point I thought was like a little baby, but he's like 20.
Yeah.
But she's talking about him like he's a little baby.
No.
He's an immature 20. Her strange ability to stir metal threatens to expose her. Their argument turns bitter and she storms off to find Hayden, only to discover him beaten and bleeding outside a tavern after losing their money to the smug gambler
Carrion.
Swift.
What a jerk.
I was about to say Lando Calrissian.
There.
Is that why you love him?
He's Lando and Han at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fair.
Right.
Yeah, he gives more.
He
I would
is.
say he gives more Han vibes.
He gives more Han vibes, yeah.
Harrison Ford, Jew.
A Jew.
An Irish Jew, actually, similar to me.
Also, Harrison Ford mannerisms exactly like my father. Like it's hard to watch him on the screen because even like his like inflections when he talks, it's like exactly my dad.
Is your father also an Irish Jew?
Definitely not.
I guess that means Kylo Ren is Jewish.
I don't want to tell Kylo Ren how he identifies.
Well, no, because Leia would have had to have been Jewish then, right?
Well, it depends. I believe in patrilineal lineage, but it's up to a Jewish person to decide if they identify as Jewish. So in that setting, perhaps.
We should do a whole deep dive in how the new trilogy is all about Kylo Ren discovering his Judaism.
I'd watch that.
Was his soul at Sinai?
I also just want to say that I feel like Adam Brody has made like a whole career off of playing Jews. For somebody who's not Jewish, and it makes me a little uncomfy because I think the only reason he gets cast in that role is because he has a big nose.
Who's Adam Brody?
I don't think I realized he wasn't.
I don't mean Adam Brody. Adam Brody's a different guy. Who am I talking about?
Adam Driver.
That's what I meant. Adam Brody is Jewish.
Okay, I was like, I swear to God, he's Jewish. How would he have
Adam
been
Brody's
on?
Jewish, guys.
How would he be on? What's the Netflix show that he's on?
No One Wants This, which I've never seen, but Jews have mixed opinions about. Yeah, because it stereotypes Jewish women as less desirable than non-Jewish women. Anyway, this book is not about Jews. Anyway, Carrion Swift, her infuriatingly handsome ex-lover. Saris confronts Carrion, sparks and insults fly. The tension between them is electric and undeniably unfinished. But when she steps outside, the true disaster hits. Hayden is gone, and so is the gauntlet. Yes, Kim?
Okay, can we really call this her ex-lover when they had like one hate fuck one time?
So that's my question.
She did not hate it.
She didn't hate him, but she hates him.
But did they only sleep together once? Because it seems like it could have been several times over a short period of time, or was it one time?
She referenced it once, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a little like it's gray. I could see it being gray.
She keeps talking about like 3 months, and so like it's unclear to me if it was 3 months ago or if it took place over the course of 3 months.
I thought it was just once because she talks about how she like ran out being like, oh shit, this was actually good.
Yeah, I think she says but she said I'll never happen again, but maybe, I don't know. Unclear. She liked it.
She had a good time.
She sure did.
Her compliments to the chef.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. This book is giving like sci-fi in many ways. It's like there's no water. We're in like the like post-apocalyptic third ward of the city. You know, there's a smuggler that we owe money to. Like it just feels very it feels
Dune.
like Mad Max, Dune, Star Wars to me. And I understand that Star Wars like is a sci-fi Western, but like it all feels very genre mashing.
Yeah.
Like if he had been an alien instead of a fairy, we'd be having a different book.
Good point.
There is also eventually when you read Throne of Glass, and you will start.
I'm reading next year.
Next summer when you read Throne of Glass, and you intelligently start with The Assassin's Blade, as you should. There is one of the short novellas is about a desert area also that felt very reminiscent of this to me.
Interesting. Chapter 3. Oh, wait, I have a note for chapter 2. What's my note? Oh, that's not one drink. It's in one glass. Therefore, it's one drink. And then I don't take notes again until chapter 9. It's in one glass. Therefore, it's one drink. Chapter 3. Hi. Okay, bye. The kindest purpose. Saris races through the blistering streets of Zulverin in a panic when she realizes Hayden and the stolen gauntlet are both missing. Her worst fears are confirmed when she hears screams and finds her brother cornered by an entire phalanx of the Queen's.
Phalanx, yeah. Phalanx, same thing.
What is that? It's like a unit?
Yeah. It's like I think in my mind I think it's only like a triangle type of formation.
Not going to read into why a phalanx is a triangle today, but
why not?
Let's get in formation.
There's some guardians. The damning armor is gleaming in his hands. Trying to protect him, Saris steps forward and claims responsibility, but the confrontation explodes into chaos as the soldiers move to arrest her. In a blur of fury and skill, she slays 2 guardians and maims another, fighting with every ounce of rage she's buried since her mother's death. When Captain Heron finally subdues her, she spits cruel words at Hayden to force him to flee, breaking his heart, but saving his life.
Akatar 6, A Court of Fury and Skill. Yep.
How's that
Remember,
Amanda?
It's great. Remember that time that I couldn't say French and I kept saying French?
Yep. French.
That's how I'm feeling today. Feeling French.
Yeah, no, I loved this book is like starting and not stopping. Like we're going. It's everything is just happening right after another. You know, stupid brother takes the thing, gets captured, and great fight scene. I was like, oh man, she's dead, but she can fight. Like she's like they set her up as a badass already. Good stuff.
Yeah, she's got a lot going for her. She's got these like mysterious powers that we don't really know about. She's really scrappy. She, steals to feed her family. It seems like most people don't really leave the walls of the third ward, but she does. And there's this perception, ChatGPT alluded to this, there's a perception that the residents of the third ward are like diseased. That's not necessarily true, but when somebody does die, they like leave them to rot in the streets because they're afraid to like touch their bodies, which is gross, but like very medieval and accurate to history. I don't know. There's a lot of lore here, but the lore is all understandable, I think, because it's connected. I felt this way about Fourth Wing too, where it's like, I understand what's happening because it's divergent. I understand what's happening because it's because it's ACOTAR. Like, so I kind of feel a little bit of that here where I'm like, I understand what's happening because these things are like tropes that exist in like the general cultural zeitgeist. Chapter 4.
Yes.
The price, bruised, bound, and half-starved, Saris is dragging into the palace she once dreamed of. Is dragged into the palace she once dreamed of seeing. Now, as a prisoner awaiting execution, Captain Heron interrogates her as he escorts her through the opulent halls, revealing flashes of curiosity beneath his soldier's mask, while Saris spits defiance, accusing the queen of poisoning her people. In the eerie Hall of Mirrors, she finally comes face to face with Queen Madra, beautiful, immortal, and utterly unhinged. Madra toys with Saris like a cat with a dying mouse, demanding to know who trained her and accusing her of working with the banished Fae. When Saris denies it, the queen's mask of civility drops, promising to burn the entire third ward and everyone Saris loves to ash as a punishment for daring to steal from the crown.
From Blood and Ash,
Mm-hmm.
we shall
We
rise.
shall rise.
No, I like this. We're continuing, like we had the fight scene and now we're like setting up like this big bad, at least up to this part. You know, the queen, she's like showing that she's evil. She's showing that she's not to be fucked with. And, you know, like she's like, yeah, I'm going to kill like a third of everybody, which is like, you know, like right away, which is great. Like, I love having this big bad set up for us to focus our energy on. And she's really evil.
Yeah, and she's immortal, which doesn't seem human.
Right.
to me.
Right. They're all like, no, she is human, but it's like, but she's ruled for 1,000 years. So.
She's
Yeah.
got to be Fae. Like, this is like in From Blood and Ash when they're like, and the queen who like has children, even though like the ascended can't have children. It's like, okay, because she's Atlantean. Like, what are we talking about? So this is my prediction that the queen is Fae. That's my prediction. I know neither of you are going to respond because I'm the only one who gets to make predictions today. Chapter 5, Heretic. Queen Madra orders Captain Heron to make Saris sing, and his blade obeys, cutting her open and leaving her bleeding on the palace floor. But as she slips towards death, something ancient inside her awakens. She seizes control of his dagger with sheer will alone, melting the weapon into liquid silver that moves like it's alive. Horrified, Heron calls her a heretic, but she refuses to stop, driven by fury and the desire to protect her people. In her final moments, Saris frees an ancient sword buried in the palace floor, and when she draws it, the impossible happens. The silver pool beneath her erupts, and from its depths rises a towering, deadly figure, Death himself, beautiful, furious, and very, very real.
Also known as Kingfisher.
We don't know that yet.
Sure.
But
this is... I was very confused my first read of reading this part. I wasn't really sure what was going on. I didn't understand. Like, I was like, "Why it's melting this pool?" But the second read, I'm like, of course, obviously this is happening. I like this scene a lot because, you know, she's like bleeding out. So like the book sets us up that like this, there's gonna be violence in this book. There's gonna be blood. Like it's gonna be that type of book. We shall rise.
I mean, she's basically dead. Like
Yeah.
basically dead.
A sword all the way through her, like through all of her vital organs. She's got 2 daggers in her shoulders. And like she already is, you know, unable to stand and is woozy and is like her intestines have fallen out. Like
She's fucked up.
it's
And
gore.
I really like, I don't know, we're talking about Faye, but like the realism in it where she's like, I have this sword stuck in me. I can't pull it out because if I do, I'll bleed out. I was like, you didn't have to add that, but like that's
true, right?
Right.
And
then like she's fighting and then it falls out and she's in pain. Like this scene was 10 out of 10.
like the physics make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that she pulls the sword from the stone
Mm-hmm.
and is able to melt metal and create. I was like, oh, that's why it's called Quicksilver. I get it, because that's like mercury.
Mhm.
I get it.
Yeah.
I like knowing why the book is the name of the
A
book.
book. Yep.
I like when a book is a book.
I like when a book is a name.
I like when a book is a name. Yeah. So she gets rescued by Death himself.
Death. Yep. Who's hot.
Death
Death is hot.
A theme of Romantasy books.
I'm shocked.
Oh, we didn't talk about that in Mate, how like it was Cohen who like rescued baby her and like what happened to the other human babies.
Oh well.
They went to the
We're reading Quicksilver now.
Social worker. No, it's fine. I know. But like, what's the third book going to be about? I don't know. Okay. Chapter 6, Everlane.
Best name.
Saris,
Love that name. Sorry. I love
Rick
the name
loves
of
this
everything.
name. Saris awakens days later in a luxurious room she does not recognize. She's alive, healed, and very much not in Zilverin. Her caretaker, the kind but unnervingly perfect Everlane, reveals that Saris is in Evelia.
Yeah, Avelia.
Yeah, I don't have the pronunciation guide open. Maybe I'll open it.
Numchi Cry.
Got it. Okay,
That's the next chapter.
That's the next chapter. Hold, please. I'm gonna find it.
Yavelia.
I think it's Yavelia.
Yavelia. It's with a
Yavelia?
Y. Yavelia.
Hold, please. Pronunciation guide.
Bat mitzvah.
It's Evelia.
Evelia.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Zilverin.
Kelsier.
Num Shakrai.
Seagull.
Vaughn.
Okay. She's in Avelia, the homeland of the Fae. Everlane's pointed ears confirm the impossible. The Fae are real, and Saris has been saved by them. Before she can process this, a tattooed Fae warrior named Renthis bursts in, demanding the return of a silver chain, the one Death himself placed around her neck before carrying her into the silver pool. The chain thrums with a strange energy, and the moment it's gone, Saris feels its absence like a ghost. Everlane insists that she's now a guest, prisoner of the Avelian king, her father, who intends to meet Saris personally. Dressed in royal blue and polished to perfection, Saris is marched towards her next impossible fate, an audience with the Fae king, who might just hold the key to her past and her survival.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm going to be saying this a lot. First read, I'm like, who are you, all of you? There's so many people right now. Second read, it's like, I know you, I know you, I know you. We're all just friends again, and we're just going to be here this together.
I will say, it's at this point where I'm like, wait. So not like, I understand we have a pronunciation guide, but the pronunciation guide is only for the weird names. It's not for the names that they have deemed like normal. And so I wanted it to be just like a character guide. So I was like the first person, like Saris is on there, obviously. But the next person on it is Rusarius, who we haven't met yet. And I know that I know how to say Everlane, but like, I don't know, make me a character guide or don't make me a pronunciation guide.
Let's go meet the king.
All right. It's chapter 7. This chapter is called The Dog. Saris is escorted through the dazzling, frost-lit halls of the Winter Palace by Everlane, who explains the Fae gods, their superstitions, and how the Fae secretly fear Zareth, the god of chaos and change. I love learning about gods. I think it's so fun. So I really liked that part. When Saris finally meets King Belicon, is that how we're saying it?
Belicon, yep.
Bill Belichick. Oh,
I'm here still.
But she's recording the meet. Is that going to fuck it up?
Not unless mine continues to record. I mean, my record button is still showing record on it.
Mine too.
Let's hope she comes back. There she is.
She's back.
My computer went to sleep.
It said talk more, Kim. Well, it says
it has been talking. I don't know how it went to sleep, but
it says it's still recording, so I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
Because it goes to sleep. So I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. Whatever.
Okay. Well, Saris finally meets Bill Belichick, and that's Everlane's father. And he informs her that she's been brought to Avelia to complete a task to awaken the Quicksilver and reopen the portals between worlds. He declares her people in Zilverin likely dead and assigns her a role she doesn't understand. But the room explodes into chaos when guards drag in a furious, feral prisoner, Kingfisher, the deadly Fae warrior once known as Death himself. She calls him Death himself. I don't think anybody else does. No, just her. The court calls him a monster. Belicon prepares to execute him until the oracle, Malway, channels divine power and proclaims that the Kingfisher shall not die by your hand. Forced to obey the gods, Belicon grudgingly releases him on the condition that Kingfisher helps Saris with her task before being sent back to war. When Kingfisher's pendant is returned, his madness fades, revealing the dangerous, breathtaking male Saris met in the Hall of Mirrors, and their fates entwine once again. I have some thoughts.
Go ahead.
Thought number 1, Kingfisher's a stupid name.
Yes, very stupid. Never
name.
Liked it. Hated it.
I also was like, oh, a Kingfisher is a fisher king, and a fisher king is like a small mammal. Incorrect. A fish or cat is a small mammal. It's like a weasel. But this whole time I was like, why do they name him after a weasel? And then Rick and I Googled it and they named him after a bird.
A bird.
It's
Bird.
Rick and I talked about this the first time around because he was like, kingfisher's not a thing. And I was like, it's an entire class of birds.
And then I was like, it's stupid.
Guys, we should have special guest star our boss next week to talk about the bird. I'm going to make him record a segment about the bird. Our boss loves birds, guys. Like a lot. Yeah, anyway, I think that's a stupid name. Second point. I understand that we can't call male fae men, but I hate, and I forgot how much I hated this about ACOTAR.
I hate this too.
Like the breathtaking male, the male before me, the stunning male, the most beautiful male. I'm like, just say person.
Yeah, I
Not
don't like it
say
either.
fae.
Yeah, I'm just a male. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't like it. I also don't like it.
I hate it.
The stunning fae before me would feel much better.
What I liked about this chapter was it was giving me like sorry if I offend anybody, not you guys. You know, like how like they have those churches where it's like, come up and I'll heal you, and dude will be like, you are now able to fly or whatever, and they'll like pass out, right? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like this one's like Belicon's gonna, Amanda's losing her shit. She's starting a thing. Belicon's gonna kill Kingfisher, and Everly looks at Madra. She's like, please, you help me on my mom's life. You promise you help. And Madra's like, fine. The gods have said that he can't die today. Like, you know, like she's obviously bullshitting, which is funny.
That's so good.
Okay, what I don't like about this chapter is Saris just almost died. Has been like repairing in a bed in a world that she's never been to before. Has been stuffed inside a corset in a dress that she doesn't wear ever.
Oh, we're going to talk about that later.
And it's cold, which she's never known.
She's never experienced because she's from the desert.
And then she walks into the audience with the king and is like, I'm going to be
Snarky?
like, I'm going to snark and talk back and all those sorts of things. And I'm like, no, you are in like absolute shock right now. You would do none of those things. I don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Right. But going through a portal of metal is fine.
I didn't say it was fine.
Okay. Okay. I have wonderings, you know?
I have questions. We have
Curiosities.
Curiosities. What are your curiosities? What questions do you have? All right. Chapter 8, Alchemist. Morning in Evelia brings Saris wonder and disorientation as she sees snow, mountains, and forests for the first time. An entire world untouched by desert. Everlane leads her to the Grand Fae Library, which, as you know, is always my favorite part of a book when book girlies get to see the books. The library where the warm, eccentric librarian Saris greets her like a walking miracle. He and Everlane debate whether Saris could be an alchemist, one of the ancient fae who could channel metal's energy and wield the power of the Quicksilver. When Kingfisher enters, smoldering, snarky, dripping from the bathhouse, sparks fly immediately.
Yep.
Their banter is biting and electric, equal parts hostility and attraction. During their study session, Kingfisher admits that Madra may have enslaved, not slaughtered, Saris's people, giving her a flicker of hope. He and Everlane argue bitterly about the past, the war, and his own guilt until he turns his piercing gaze on Saris, asking if she's ever channeled a metal's energy. And she's like, how would I know? And he was like, you would know. And she realizes she has and admits it. His lips curl in something between a smirk and a promise. Good, he says. Then you're ready for the forge. Kingfisher's kind of a dick.
Yeah, and I like him. I like him because he's a dick. I don't know.
I'm fine with him. We talked about this in the main episode. We'll talk about it again now. He's not human. And so when we hold inhuman characters to human standards, I think that's unreasonable. Like, he's fae and they're different. They're tricksters.
It's not even that. Like, you know a little bit of his backstory right now, so I'll just speak about what you do know. Like, he's been exiled for over 100 years.
Him and Taylor Swift.
Him and Taylor Swift have been exiled for over 100 years with that guy from that band.
Bon.
Yep, Bon Iver. And that's a good Fain name. But yes.
Sorry, I'm gonna let you finish your thought, and then we're gonna talk about Taylor Swift.
I'm gonna let you finish.
All right. I lost it. Oh yeah, so he's been exiled. I think he also might have meant that he said he was alone for over 100 years. That's all I'll say. But that fucks with you. So like he might have earned his dictum currently.
Fair. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm not like mad at him being a dick. It's
No,
just
he is a dick.
Yeah.
I find it funny. But
yeah,
we'll find out.
I'm not sold yet. I'm like the last book we read, the main character was for me. And maybe this main character isn't for me. And that's okay. But I'm kind of like, you're kind of mean.
You love a grumpy sunshine.
It's different. He's mean. He's not grumpy, he's mean.
Okay, one of the things I do like about this chapter is where Saris, I think it's this chapter, it might be the next chapter, but shares a little bit of like her backstory with her family and about her mom was basically the librarian in this like underground, sort of like rebel library in the Third Ward. And so she got to spend the time down there and like people basically had like a lottery system to be able to go down and spend time with the books that they had like collected. But because her mom was the librarian, she got to be down there all the time. And so he said like book girly, it's like she grew up in the library.
She did. The thing I wanted to say about Taylor Swift is that she's released all these like digital versions of the album that include the acoustic tracks, but like that you had to pay to download, but she just released on Spotify and I imagine Apple Music, which is what Rick uses, the Life of a Showgirl plus the acoustic tracks. The acoustic tracks are so good. If you guys haven't listened to them yet,
that's gonna be tomorrow's train ride.
You simply must. They're so good. And a few of them are giving folklore a little bit. I will say I didn't feel like Eldest Daughter needed an acoustic track, but the acoustic version of Elizabeth Taylor is crazy.
It's really good.
It's so good. Okay. Chapter 9, Righteous Purpose.
Real quick, just want to throw out that I forgot how much I love when a chapter has a name. So when I started reading this again, I was like, oh my God, I love when chapters have names. Continue.
I love when a chapter is a chapter.
Yeah.
Chapter 9, Righteous Purpose. Saris, Everlane, Renfis, and Kingfisher march towards the long forbidden forge. And the tension between them could burn hotter than any fire. Get it? Because it's a forge. Everlane tries to teach Saris about the Fae world, but Kingfisher interrupts with biting cruelty, revealing that the Fae once fed on human blood and calling her Oshalith. How are we saying this?
Oshalith.
Oshalith? Is it in the...
Yep.
Oh, it
Sure
is. Oshalith. Yep. Okay. Calling her Oshalith, a butterfly that lives and dies in a single day. Everlane's furious retort, calling him her brother, shocks everyone, and she storms off, leaving Saris torn between kindness and danger. I want to talk about this nickname for a moment.
OSHA?
How do we feel about OSHA? First of all, OSHA is like an organization that does workplace safety.
Right. It's a certification that many of our students get when they leave high school.
That's the first thought. Second thought, I don't know, like condescending pet name shouldn't require this much thinking.
Yes, I don't like it.
Give me violence. Give me trouble. Give me princess.
Give me angel.
No. It does get explained a little bit more later.
I was about to say.
All right. I don't like it.
I still don't like it, but it does like there are.
Is it a real butterfly?
Yes, in the book.
No, is it real in life?
No, it's a rare butterfly.
Okay. All right. So she's torn between kindness and danger. She chooses danger. Kingfisher brings her to the abandoned forge, now a ruined, frost-covered tomb of vines and shattered tools. As they clean, he explains the truth about the Quicksilver pools, the cursed relic he wears, and the madness that nearly destroyed him. Without his pendant, he loses himself to the Quicksilver inside his veins. He admits he saved Saris not out of mercy, but because she's a living key, an alchemist who can reopen the portals between worlds. Hours later, when Renfis finds them, Kingfisher casually reveals his true magic by restoring the entire forge with a snap of shadow and arrogance. Told you I was magic, he says, and walks out, leaving Saris furious, fascinated, and off balance. I'm not really taking notes, but I did take a note in this chapter that he calls her clever girl, which I love, a Jurassic Park reference. And also I'm going to go on a really deep cut reference. Are you ready? They talk about his eye having like silver around the rim. And Kim, I don't know if this has happened to you, but American girl dolls get something called silver eye when they get exposed to heat. Rick, can you Google American Girl dolls silver eye for a moment?
I was just going to check out while you were talking about that.
Because this is what I'm imagining. American Girl doll silver eye. It's when
do that.
So their eye is made of two pieces, and it's when the pieces detach. And so they get this, like, there's different levels of it, but they get this like weird silver rim around their eye, or their eye turns completely silver and terrifying. And so that's what I'm picturing.
All right.
Rick, do you see it? Is that what you're picturing?
That's the only thing I ever pictured when I read that.
Did you Google it?
I did Google it.
I don't believe you.
Yep.
That's not silver eye. That's just eyes.
Yeah, but
the first one is terrifying though. The first image. Yeah.
Yeah. I could grab one and show you a couple if you want.
It's okay. No, we're good.
Yeah, Kirsten gets them bad and Addie gets them. Samantha doesn't get them because her eyes are made different. Anyway,
wonderful.
Back in the day, there was an X-Files episode where it was like some kind of like parasite thing that if it jumped to a new human, you could see it pass over as silver over their eye. And this was the episode that made my mom forbid me from watching X-Files anymore because I had nightmares about it for weeks, and I was like terrified to look people in the eye in case they had like the silver that passed through their eye. So that's what this makes me think of. X-Files.
Rick, what does it make you think of?
American Girl dolls.
And the X-Files.
Yep.
All right. Chapter 10.
Chapter 10.
Crumbs. The next morning, Everlane tries to play nice over breakfast, but the tension lingers, especially after her fight with Kingfisher. When they head to the library, the old librarian, Saris, scolds Kingfisher for eating meat over sacred books.
He's Jewish.
The librarian is Jewish?
Yeah.
He's a Talmudic scholar. Warriors growled
Roar.
Yeah, anyway, Kingfisher growls. They call him the dog. After Kingfisher storms off, Everlane and Renfis mourn the brother and friend they once knew, both haunted by the century he spent in exile. Saris learns more about the lost alchemists, Fae who transmuted metals and opened pathways between realms, but the lesson leaves her uneasy. If she really is one, she could either save Evelia or die trying. The revelations keep coming. Everlane is nearly 1,500 years old, and Kingfisher, born at the end of the Ninth Age, is 1,733 years old. 1733, right?
1733.
Yeah. When he suddenly appears, it's clear he's been eavesdropping and loving every second. Later back in the forge, Saris challenges him head on, goading him with insults until their argument blazes into something electric. He pushes her to face her power, literally trapping her hand around a searing piece of quicksilver until she commands it to obey. When she finally masters it, a tiny silver sphere sits in her palm, and she punches him in the mouth.
That's how that chapter ends.
He's got some shadow magic in this chapter.
He does.
In these two chapters, he does some shadow magic. And it's been a while since we've had a shadow daddy. Since Phantasma. No, since Enchantra.
I think so.
Yeah.
That was our last shadow daddy.
I think so.
It's good to be back.
Also, speaking of Taylor Swift, I feel like we should be singing 22 instead.
1733.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling
Kingfisher is feeling 22. Which feels better than him being 1,700 plus years older.
It's wild. All right. Chapter 11 is called Swallow. Everlane is furious, and she takes it out on Saris's corset strings. After Saris's impulsive punch to Kingfisher's jaw, Everlane scolds her for attacking a Fae warrior, saying you're lucky you still have all your limbs, and reveals the heartbreaking truth about their family. Kingfisher is her half-brother, son of her mother's first husband, who was falsely accused by King Bill Belichick of causing the stilling of the Quicksilver. Their mother was forced to marry King Bill Belichick, who then blamed Kingfisher for everything, including her death. Saris comforts Everlane, but can't stop obsessing over the Fae's Amaranth Moor. Is that in the parentheses?
Oh,
Yeah. It's what the
Yeah.
Quicksilver says.
Is it in the guide? It's not. I find this guide lacking.
Yeah, it's like that. Amaranth more, yeah.
Amaranth Moore, when the Quicksilver whispered to her and seemed to shock Kingfisher. When he suddenly appears in her room, uninvited, hungover, armored, and smug, he eats breakfast in her space and teases her mercilessly as the air turns thick. A single word, swallow, nearly kills her, not from choking alone. I don't remember that.
I don't remember it either.
No, I remember it. She is eating cheese, and he says something to her. Yeah, she's like eating the cheese, and he says to her like swallow, and she like struggles, and she can't. She's like choking, and Everlane comes in, and then this is the best part. We didn't talk about a couple of things. This is the part I think before that where Kingfisher is like, I can smell good, right? Like I have a really good sense of smell, and I could smell your arousal, and I know you're lying to me, and then the best line of the book is when Everlane comes in and she's like, why does it smell like a brothel in here?
It's the hard cheese. And so she takes a bite of the hard cheese and it turns to glue in her mouth.
Yeah.
As she's like getting aroused by
it. And it says Kingfisher leaned forward, his tongue running over his teeth.
Yeah.
Again. He smiled suggestively as he said, swallow. And then
she's like choking.
Everlane, who wants to be called Lane, comes in and is like, what in the five hells is going on here? And also, why does it smell like a brothel? Yes.
So good. We also forgot that when they're cleaning up the forge with the Shadow Daddy power, they find a little fox.
No, the fox is in the next chapter.
Damn it. Okay, sorry.
I wrote about the fox.
Good. All right. Continue.
No, this is the chapter I think where she's like, stop putting me in dresses.
Yeah.
I just want to wear pants. And I wrote, which Kim will appreciate and Rick didn't get, okay, Felicity Merriman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love an American Girl doll with silver eye.
I don't think Felicity really got silver eye. It's mostly
some of them do. It depends on which eye she has.
Yeah, it's the brown and blue-eyed dolls typically.
Yeah, I mean, but if they're running low on eyes and they have to swap them, so
they don't do that. They're like really specific. Well, I mean, there are different. There's
no.
Okay, but there's like one year where the Samantha has a really specific set of eyes, and so they call them dreamy Samanthas. I let you talk about boring stuff all the time. Fine.
It's true.
Anyway, later.
Just like a wrestling match, just like a wrestling card.
We talk about wrestling every episode. This is the first time I've ever talked about American Girl dolls.
This is the second match on a wrestling card where like you don't really care. And it's just on.
What's the second match? Me talking about American Girl dolls?
Yeah. Okay.
Later in the freezing library, Saris hatches a dangerous plan. She's going to use what she's learned about the Quicksilver pathways to find her way home in chapter 12, which is called
The Fox.
The forge is blazing, and so is the tension. Saris walks in to find Kingfisher's shirt plastered to his chest, glistening with sweat and sin, and their verbal spar. Oh my God, what is happening?
Just gonna work on this. Gonna work on this forge, Saris. Just take my shirt off and work on the forge.
I was doing the Fate of Ophelia.
I hate it here. Okay. Anyway, they're flirting. He calls her temporary. She fires back, demanding he use her real name. Together, they experiment with Quicksilver and Faybone, trying to create relics.
They didn't Faybone yet.
They didn't Faybone yet. But a snowy fox appears and chaos ensues. At one point, he says, is your kind supposed to nap in the afternoons? Because you're very grumpy, which I liked. All right. Saris protects the creature while Kingfisher calls it a pest, using magic to cage it and conjuring her out of her ridiculous dress into combat-ready black clothes, complete with a knife. The new look and the heat between them both prove too much. When Saris asks to touch his pendant, the relic that keeps his mind from fracturing, the scene turns molten. Their banter melts into full-blown tension as he guides her hand to his chest, comparing their heartbeats, calling her chaos itself. The power struggle combusts into a kiss that's raw, consuming, and dangerous. She ends up straddling him, dazed and breathless, before bolting away in horror. Kingfisher, of course, only laughs, promising there'll be a next time. When he vanishes in a blur of black smoke, Saris is left with shaking hands, a racing heart, and the sinking realization that she might hate him and want him in equal measure.
She wants to Faybone him. Two things. Thing one is the fox bit her,
Uh-huh.
and it's like holding on to her. She's like, "Get off me, fox!" But then he says to her, I thought this was really funny. Your new furry bracelet is a consequence of human weakness. Wear it with pride.
And then he threatens to turn it into a
A
hat.
hat.
And
Yeah.
I wrote, "You can't turn the fox into a hat, Kingfisher."
Um,
That's
and
my last note for the book.
what I liked a lot is, and it's explained. I'm not going to say why because you'll read it in a second. But I was like, oh, they kissed real quick. I didn't like. I don't know. Something felt off. I was like, it's too quick. It like sort of just happened. So I didn't like it until the next chapter when it's revealed why, and I was like, perfect.
Also, girl, you're in trauma. Like, you almost died. Again, you were in a new world. Why are you going around kissing people? This is
Danger
all
fucking is Kim's least favorite trope.
this is
bad.
all just trauma. This is just trauma coming out in inappropriate ways.
Chapter 13?
Last chapter.
No, we had to read through 14.
Oh, really?
Rick, come on. I texted you about it.
All right, whatever.
And it was in the notes.
Just keep going.
Chapter
I read this book
13.
already.
Saris makes a desperate run through the palace, a fox stuffed in her bag, and her heart pounding with determination. She's going to find the giant Quicksilver pool and go home to Silverin. The Quicksilver calls to her, whispering directions in her head, pulling her through endless tunnels until she finds the massive silver sea hidden beneath the palace. Just as she's about to step into it, a wall of black smoke slams into her. Kingfisher, furious and terrifying, he pins her down, sword to her throat, calling her a liar and revealing that she stole his ring during the kiss. The fight turns devastating when she realizes he's right. The ring was never a relic, and if she'd entered the pool, it would have killed her instantly. But when Saris refuses to help the Fae without proof her brother is alive, Kingfisher, gritting his teeth and clearly unraveling, offers a deal under duress. He'll go to Silverin himself to retrieve someone she loves in exchange for her cooperation. She demands both her brother and her mentor, Elroy, who is obviously played by Woody Harrelson, right?
Yes.
What's his name?
Sure.
Hymick?
Oh yeah, Hamick.
Hamish.
Hamish.
Yeah.
He's Hamish. Abernathy. He refuses, allowing only one. They seal their blood pact in smoke and pain, and as Kingfisher disappears into the Quicksilver, she's left behind trembling, terrified, and wondering if she's just signed her soul away. But he returns half dead, drenched in blood, and he drags a human body out behind him, but it's not Hayden. It's Carrie and Swift.
Sure is, and that is where I stopped. So the next part's going to be you to me as well.
That's why
Yeah.
you texted that the prologue was now over because Carrie and Swift had returned.
Yeah, I read it wrong. It's fine. I have nothing right now.
Chapter 14.
Yes.
Saris is not amused. Oh, it's called the fine print. Sorry. Saris is not amused. Kingfisher insists Carrion lied, claiming to be her brother, and that he simply followed the bloodline. Quote, the prick said he was Hayden, and his blood said he was Hayden. Furious, Saris calls him out for his recklessness, while Kingfisher, bleeding and exhausted, drags Carrion's unconscious body through the palace, muttering that he's been stabbed 7 times for her sake. Their argument escalates until Kingfisher silences her with magic, proving just how dangerous his control can be. Once healed, he reveals the fine print of their blood oath. She didn't just promise to help the Avelian Fae, she promised to assist him in any way he asked. That includes riding into the night with him to escape the palace.
But I think he said, like, I promise to try and get your brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in exchange, you will do anything I ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. This says, cue a classic grumpy Fae man shoves Sunshine Human onto a horse moment, but I think he's angry and she's not Sunshine. So I disagree with this. It's not my perfect trope, but it's fine. I'll allow it. As snow falls for the first time in Saris's life, leaving her awestruck. The world beyond the palace is vast, frozen, and full of stars, literal stars, which she learns are other suns across the realm. There's 2 suns in her homeland of Tatooine, and it's never nighttime, because one of the suns is always out.
Mm-hmm.
But in Avelia, there's 1 sun, and it goes to sleep at night. Kingfisher warns her to obey or die, cloaks her in fur-lined warmth, ties something mysterious under his saddle, while her fox, who is now named Onyx, stubbornly refuses to leave her side. As they set off into the snow with an unconscious Carrion strapped to his horse, Saris realizes she's been completely tricked. She didn't just make a deal with the Fae warrior. She made a deal with the devil.
Wrong book.
The Prince of
And that's where I
Devils.
left it.
Okay, I do have a line in this chapter that I really liked. where the horse that she gets on is named Ada. And so he's like, get on Ada. She's a good girl. And then Saris thinks in her head, Ada probably wasn't a good girl. She was probably a hell bitch. Which I liked.
Yeah, no, I love the banter and the writing in this book. I do.
It's good.
It's really fun.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah, it's good. Like,
it's fast.
Yeah, a lot.
It's really fun. A lot has happened. It's really fun. I love the characters, and once Carrie Swift wakes up, we're in for a good time.
Yeah, but obviously Kingfisher's the guy. So I don't really know how Carrie Swift's going to come into play here, but I'm interested to find out. I hate making predictions, and I'm really annoyed that I'm the only one that can predict right now, because I like hearing everybody else's predictions. But she's obviously like some kind of alchemist. She's got some level of Fey blood in her. I'm really interested in how Carrion's blood says he was Hayden. Does that mean Hayden's not actually her brother? Question mark. I don't know, because otherwise it would mean Carrion's related to her, and that's ick. So
no, I think it's just because he smelled like her because they slept together once.
Oh, because he smells so well.
Right. So
that was like 3 months ago.
Thanks, spoiler alert.
It's not a spoiler. It's like literally what the chapter was about.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. Okay, that's good to know. All right. Well, she's got some kind of Fey blood. I'm interested in how far back it is. I'm interested in learning more about the Quicksilver. I'm interested in learning more about Kingfisher's past. I'm interested in why Rick is so obsessed with Carrie Swift.
He's Han Solo and he's Riddick all together.
This does go in directions you're not anticipating, Amanda.
It does. Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I want to see something. Are you but you're liking it, right?
I'm liking it so far. Yeah, I'm having a good time.
I don't know how many books are supposed to be in this. It's okay, so it's planned to be a trilogy.
That makes sense.
And my question is, you say that Kingfisher's obviously not the guy. Tamlin.
I said he's obviously the guy.
Right, he's obviously the guy.
You're saying Tamlin.
Yeah.
I hear you. You always want not the guy to be the guy.
I love, like...
And I maintain that Tamlin is blonde and Rhysand is a shadow daddy. And all I'm saying is that Kingfisher is a shadow daddy. And so I just don't know how we're going to get away from that.
All right. We'll see.
So I'm interested to find out. I think this book is too popular for it to be like a reverse harem situation, a joining, if you will.
No, it won't be.
I think that doesn't get the kind of mainstream success that this has gotten. But that's how I feel.
All right. What's our homework?
Our homework is to read chapters 15 through 28. So you're going to stop when you see chapter 29. And I would love to ask you guys what else you're reading.
I just finished Mistborn.
Finished it?
And it was okay.
I mean, you don't have to like the first part of it. I know you didn't like the building up of the magic system.
It was okay.
You didn't like the big twist at the end?
I don't know what big twist you're talking about. She's not going to read it. It's fine.
I'm going to read it.
You can text me later. Kim, you can text me later.
Okay.
I'm really curious what big twist
you're talking about. Walk away for a few minutes? I can.
No, that's fine, because I don't want to spoil it for the readers.
That's true.
There was a twist, but I was expecting like some sort of world-shattering twist. And then I was like, okay.
Well, now I'm not sure if it's until book 2.
Oh, okay. So. Look it up. There was, I can't say it, Amanda. Yeah. So it was okay. I didn't hate it. It was good. I think I'll landing at like a 4 on it. It was like a good book, but it wasn't fun. If that makes sense.
Because nobody boned.
Yeah, nobody boned. Like there wasn't like fun banter. Like here's how I'll always describe it. Shawshank Redemption is objectively the best movie I've ever seen. It's not my favorite movie of all time. So it's like that. Like objectively, this is a great book, but it's not like one of my favorite books.
Okay.
Next.
We'll talk about that later.
Should we just keep the train going? I finished several books since we last spoke. I finished Zoe Brennan First Crush. It was fine. I gave it 3 stars, whatever. I finished Babel. And I gave it 3.5 stars, but I think I'm leaning 3. I found it really condescending.
Oh, okay.
I liked all the like linguistic stuff, but I thought it was too much. I feel like I got the point. I feel like she could have used an editor. And I just found like it's also, I recognize that like she is a Chinese American woman, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So she can write really authentically about the experience of the main character, but I found her writing about the experiences of the other characters kind of less authentic. And anyway, I didn't love it. I didn't love her writing. I really wanted to love it, and I didn't. So I'm sorry, Kim.
Everyone's just going to shut on books I like today.
But now I'm going to tell you guys about Atmosphere. Guys, last night I finished Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. 5 stars, 6 stars, 100 stars. And I know I've said that about a couple books this year. I don't know if I've ever meant it more than I mean it right now. I think it's my favorite read of the year. I'd like to say I really like Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've read 4 of her books now. I did not finish Daisy Jones, couldn't get into it. But this book is billed as like historical fiction lit fic. It's a romance. But it's a romance that's really well written and really good. And so it's not being billed as a romance because people think romances are shitty. So I'm calling it a romance because I think it's an excellent romance. It's 20% about astronauts and 80% about love, not just romantic love, but found family and the different ways that someone can be impactful in someone's life, regardless of age and connection. It is just an absolutely beautiful sapphic romantic love story. And I was texting them both last night, basically saying like, I know Taylor Jenkins Reid is married to a man, but like she writes really authentically about queer relationships. And so she did, when this book was published, she did come out as bisexual, basically just to be like, I need you guys to know that like, I'm not cosplaying as I'm writing this romance. And in the acknowledgement, she specifically thanks her husband for his support and for like how impactful it is for her that he understood why she needed to write this story. And I just think that's really beautiful. And we stand by women in hetero-presenting relationships. And I really love this book, and I cried for the whole last 20%. And I am pretty heavily medicated, so it's like kind of impressive that I cried anything, honestly. It's so good. Everyone should read it. Kim should definitely read it. Rick won't because it's not fantasy, but it's really good. Everyone should read it. I loved it. Everyone should read it.
Okay, I'm here for it. And I said this last night over text too, that the way you started talking about it, it sounds a little bit like Gravity, the movie, which did win a couple Oscars back when it first came out. And so if you're interested and need a movie night, go and watch Gravity because it's worth it. It is a really good movie also.
Tell us about a good book, Kim.
Okay, well, I wasn't finished talking about Gravity and Atmosphere. So
I was just going to say I need Goodreads, but for movies, but I know that's called Letterboxd, but I feel really overwhelmed by it, so I can't use it.
Sure. No, I was just, my fun fact, Gravity was directed by Alfonso Cuarón, and who also screenwrote it and produced it with his son, Jonas, who went to Vassar with me. And we were at Vassar when his father was directing the Harry Potter movies. And so, he was adorable and would ride his bike all over campus. And so I was like obsessed with Jonas. And then also I was like super jazzed when they won the Academy Awards because I was like, oh, yay. I love
that.
Doing the things. But also a really great movie. And I did put Atmosphere onto my TBR.
He makes great movies. I really like his movies. I just haven't seen that one.
And then I am still reading fucking Crescent City. I was traveling this week, y'all. So when I was in my 20s, I loved a counselor fly-in program. And now that I am in my 40s, I'm over any kind of PD that makes me travel.
Yeah, I get that.
But it was lovely, but it does mean that I did no reading because I was just fucking exhausted. We're getting back from dinners at like 8:30 at night and I'm like brain dead. And I was at Guilford, which is a Quaker school. And so I am, as I told both of you, friended out in all the kinds of friends ways.
I really thought that I would read more. Usually I read on planes and I read a lot when I'm traveling, but I finished Babel on my trip and like really didn't read anything else.
Yeah.
I think I read like the first, what I would call the first part of Atmosphere, which is like you start in one timeline and then you go to a different timeline and then you kind of move back and forth. But I read like the first part of the first timeline and then I stopped and I was like, today is not the day. And I really didn't go back to it. I really didn't read on this trip, which is strange for me.
Okay,
But
no, we're not sci-fi readers, but I will say if you ever want one of my favorite sci-fi books, which also sounds similar to this, a little bit, is Seven Eves. Neil Stephenson.
I have 4 more books to read for Goodreads this year. I started The Berry Pickers and I started Stanley Tucci's memoir, Taste. I will also read My Sister the Serial Killer, and then the last challenge unveils on Tuesday.
Boom.
Great.
Rick, you've made it.
Yes, I have to go be a dad now 3 hours later.
I know we've really been recording for a long time. Thank you all for listening.
I love this. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
What's our homework?
That's a different tab. Hold on. Our homework is reading Quicksilver chapters 15 through 28. Stop when you see 29.
All right, Rick, I can do this. Stop when I see 29. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
We did it.